I can send you anyone that wants the link. Oh, there's Vicki Wolin. She's going to join us. And so tonight our speaker is, as you know, Kathleen Sweeney from BookBrush. And BookBrush is one of those awesome, I don't even want to call it a program because it's a whole community, but it's an awesome tool that I really, really, really think writers should know about. And it's budget friendly, anywhere from free to a couple of steps of paid, depending on how many bells and whistles you need. But like every tool, we got to kind of have an idea of how it works to know whether it's of value for us. So that was why I invited Kathleen to kind of speak with us and just see if we want to put these kind of tools in our author tool bag. So I'm going to let her kind of introduce herself. And how would you like to handle questions, Kathleen?
Tell you what, once I share my screen, I'll open up the chat window, and I would like to do questions like during each tool, because if we wait till the end, it's just too long. And maybe I'll just call on you, Nancy, and say, hey, do we have any questions? Or if you have any color commentary along the way, you just jump right in. Okay. That would be fine. That way we don't have too many people unmuting in case we get more in the group coming in. So we'll just do it that way if that works for everybody.
So then we will go to mute. Our guest will go to mute, and then we will use the chat feature, which is located at the bottom of your Zoom screen.
All right, perfect.
And I'll keep an eye on that for you, and you're all set to share. So,
all right. So I'm Kathleen Sweeney with BookBrush. I'm the marketing lead and customer service manager here at BookBrush, and I'm just super passionate about the tools. So I love showing off everything that we have to offer. I'm going to share my screen, which is better to look at. So we will do that. Get that. And then I'm going to go ahead and open the chat window, and just so like it should flash at the bottom for you once it's screen sharing, I just typed in hello so that you've got that, and we'll just hit the ground running here. So we built BookBrush as a tool for authors to be able to create your own eye-catching marketing images, all things social media, and then we've been adding extra things along the way. So we're going to go from soup to nuts here. I'm a fast talker, so buckle up. We'll go through. I also will tell you, no question's a dumb question. So if you're sitting there thinking, someone else might be too. So go ahead and just type it right in the chat, and we will address those as we go along. So the first tool we're going to go in is our custom creator. It's the first thing we built, and it's our flagship tool. And it's also what's pretty much available on the free plan. So that'll give you a good idea if you're thinking about becoming a book brusher, what you might want to get in there and do. So you can get into this by going to custom creator here in the center, or in the top stripe under tools and custom creator. And there are a lot of nice design tools out there. The thing is that they're not all designed with the author in mind. So BookBrush focuses the things that we offer on what authors are going to need. And so you won't see some of those other things that you see elsewhere, but you'll see a lot of great author-y type things. So here in the custom creator, you can do a variety of things. You can create a marketing image from scratch, and you can also use our community templates if you're stuck for ideas, or maybe you used up all that creativity writing and then here you are, you need marketing image. So we've got some templates for you too. First, we're going to do one from scratch. So the tool and taskbar is over here on the left, and this is on a platform that's bookbrush.com. It's all online. You'll see the different social media icons. So there's Facebook, for example, which is what we're on. And if you scroll down, you'll see the different ads and things that people use on Facebook. The dimensions are in pixels underneath each one. And then you have things like Twitter, you'll see, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube sizes, BookBub. Now I want to mention BookBub ads are super tiny. They're 300 by 250 pixels. So you would want to just make sure to use that if you're going to put it on BookBub. It can tend to look blurry and pixelated anywhere else just due to that small pixel size. And so we've got other things under ads, website ads, different sizes, under the envelope, email headers, and things like that. Under cards, you can do business cards and postcards. So you can design those here in BookBrush too. and some fun things under other, like bookmarks and coasters. So whenever we get back out to do things again and you want to have swag for your readers, you can design that in here too. So let's see. Also custom size. I want to mention if you're doing a special project, you can put in your dimensions and pixels and create something that's a different size than what we might have as one of the popular sizes. But together, we're going to go to the tab for popular sizes. We'll go back there. We'll choose Facebook ad, and I'm going to pick the Facebook ad. It puts it here in the workspace for you. And I'm choosing Facebook mainly because it's nice and big and it gives us a lot of room to work. Now, we're going to create an ad from scratch, and you've got the steps on the left. You can do these in any order. You've got background, book template, text, and images. I'm going to start with book template because this is just one reason that I think BookBrush is super handy for authors. There are over 90 3D versions in here, and I'll scroll down a little bit for you to display your book cover. And so essentially you just put in the 2D cover if you already have it, and you can put it into all these different versions. I'll keep scrolling. Children's sizes, all kinds of things. Now, because there are a bunch, let me scroll back to the top. You can also filter. So if you're just looking for a physical book, you can choose that, and you'll see the different physical book options here. If you need ebook, you can choose ebook. Now you may notice the ebooks face every which way, whereas the physical books are positioned so you don't see the spine, because folks would need a separate image for the spine, and we want this to be as easy as possible. Put your 2D cover in and whip up some marketing images. You'll also see options under phone, audio options, ones with hands attached, reveal, all kinds of cover reveal. So if you've been sitting there wondering, where are people getting these cover reveal images? It could be in here. And then under other, some cool things, you can put your book in a picture frame or a Polaroid picture. We do have children's book options. I don't know if we have any children's authors in this particular group, but I want to be sure to show that we do have these. And then spiral for that low, no content kind of thing. And the box set I'm going to skip because we have a separate box set creator, but we do also have Kindle Vella. That's been newly added because it's pretty new out there and some folks are exploring that. It's more of like an episode type scenario with images with no text, which feels weird, but you can do those in here if you're needing to create those too. What we're going to do is create a quick book ad. I'm going to click back on ebook here, and you can choose any of these. They're created in this section with a sample image. So when you choose one, I'm going to click on the second one down on the left, and it pops up to book covers. Now I got some ahead of time from Nancy, so I can choose these, but if you're new, you can click right here where it says drag and drop or click to upload, and you can put your covers in. So we'll click on this. It's going to pop into the workspace. When you see this spinning, it means something good is happening here in BookBrush land behind the scenes. So we've got this for you. So you can click and move it around in the image. You can single click for some quick editing in this top stripe in the gray, such as resizing with the slider. But I'm here to tell you my favorite way to resize is to hold the shift key and just drag the corner, and it keeps everything in proportion. And what I mean by that is if you just grab the side, it can get super wonky, and you may not be happy with that. So don't worry. There's an undo button in the upper left corner. You can hit undo, or that shortcut Control Z will also work for you. So we've got this book cover in here. You can add as many as you want to. We are just going to do one because we're doing a quick ad, but your options would be a collage. So you could show, if you want more than one, a physical book, an ebook, a phone, and so forth, or you could line up a series of ebooks or a series of physical books if you're wanting to show your series, or a series of standalones, those kind of things. So next we're going to go to background. So on the left, we'll go to background. In the background step, you can search from millions of free images, or you can upload your own. Again, if you've used up all your creativity and you're stuck for ideas, you can come down here for some sample search ideas like fantasy, texture, grunge, and we rotate these. I'm going to click on texture and click see all, because it's fascinating to me what kind of things come up here under texture that you might not have thought of. For example, about 5 down with this gray. Like, I really like how that looks with this, but it might not be something that you thought of putting. I also didn't read these books because I just got the covers here recently. So I'm winging it by colors and things like that. You all probably would have a little more search ideas, but let me just show you how you put these different ones behind and you think, ooh, maybe I do like that. Or maybe you hate it. You can try different things. So this is just an idea that was under that you may not think of these different things like this. And I kind of like these looks in here because they don't distract from what you're doing with the cover. So I'm going to go back to this gray one here for just a simple background. If you want to edit and change the background, you can single click for some quick editing in the top area. You can flip horizontally and vertically. This one doesn't have a ton of difference, but if you had a horizon with a tree and you wanted the tree on the other side, you could try those things. If you double click, you can do more editing on the left. And this is a fun spot sometimes. Like, for example, you can put color and then you could adjust the transparency and see how different each one of these with like some color behind totally changes the look and feel of what we have going. So that's something to explore. And you can remove that with an X and adjust the transparency back. You can also blur. And this is a nice technique because when you blur the background, guess what's in focus? Your book cover. Where's the reader's eye going to go? To your book cover. So you can try the blur for the background and see how you like that. There's also a border option and you can adjust the border here. Now, anywhere that you are changing the color, there's a color picker. So I'm in Chrome, and if you click on here, where this red circle is, next to it is an eyedropper. And so if you bring this over, it will perfectly match the color code for whatever is in the very center. So if you need this exact red, you can put that in, and then the border is going to match. And this, you can come back in and say, okay, that was a pretty dark spot. Maybe I want a little bit of the lighter red, and it will match. You don't have to know your color code because it's right there for you. So that's a fun tool. And then if you don't want the border, you can just reduce it and take it back off. Two other things that are here for your background creation are overlays and filters. So overlays go on top of the background. And I'll put this one in so you can see. When you add it, you've got a slider to adjust the transparency, and that can really change depending on the intensity of it. And then you can always come back and move things around. But I like to play with the overlays, which I'll remove, and then the filters too. So this isn't going to apply to this background quite as much, but you can do those different colors. Just like if you post to Instagram, we kind of have the gray thing going on already, but if you wanted to switch a different image to black and white, this is where you can do that. And then you can remove it here. So this is just a quick background that we put together. Next, we're going to go to the text step. So on the left, we'll click on text, add a new text box. And I'm going to put in a quick quote, what a page turner. Oops, I wanted that just to be a typing as a skill. Okay, there we go. When everybody's watching, it's tricky. And we can move this over. And then you can single click for some quick editing in this gray stripe again up here. Or you can go to the left for edit text styling to get the more robust editing tools. So what you'll see here on the left, the top section is for the text itself, and the bottom section is for the text background. So you can make these changes here. Couple hidden gems for you. Under font, you'll click in here and you'll find some nice default fonts, and they're each displayed in the way that the font's going to look. So when you click through here, it will change this. Now, the hidden gem that I'm talking about is at the top. If you click add more fonts, you have access to 1,000 fonts in here to find something that's really going to resonate with you, your genre, your book cover. And so you can pick something pretty fun that works for you. So if you've been in my sessions before, I am a sucker for the display and handwritten. So here we go. In the display ones, I just love, so you can click through, you can add with a check mark. So if you see one you like, you just click and mark next to it. But this is amazing, 1,000 fonts to choose from. So you can't tell me you're not going to find something that works with you and your genre and your book cover. And also, This is where you could upload your own over here on the right-hand side. So if you purchase the font, that's on your book cover, and then you want to use that in your marketing images for that repetition, which is a nice idea. You can upload it here. You would just upload it one time and then have access in your account. And only you have access. No other users do. So if we close out of there and click on font, the just added fonts here, we can change it to these particular ones that we just added. And then we can change, I'm going to increase the size and do some fun editing here. We'll center it. And we can change the size of the text box if you want to shift it like that. I want to talk about text shadow because I think text shadow is super cool. It defaults with a nice amount here, and I've just used the slider to remove it. So keep your eye on what a page turner. Now, as we add that, you see the definition and the crispness when you add that. You could also do the color. So let's say we wanted to match this sinister red. Check it out. So now here it is, and you've got like kind of a red glow. And as you move with the slider, it's very faint, and then it kind of spreads out next to it. And so you can definitely have fun with text shadow. Line height, we'll stretch it out this way. And then the letter spacing will stretch it out sideways or make it a little more compact. So you can play with both of those. You can add as many text boxes as you like. We're going to do just one here. And then at the bottom, you can click this, make it a button. It's not a clickable button, but it gives you the background and the rounded edges and things like that. And then you can begin to do some editing down at the bottom if you want to change the color and play with that. It can be gradient. Oops. We can take that back off. You could do a little bit of transparency on there, and you could also stretch it out or move it like this. So you can layer things in front and behind. So if we had this as a longer text box, you can use these two little arrows in the lower right corner to layer it. So it's essentially going behind the book cover. And then if you want to do that in reverse, you can take the book cover with those two little arrows and send it behind the text box. So layering one element at a time, you can layer any of those things within the image. All right. So we have done a text box here. The one thing we have left to do would be the images over here on the left. So we'll click on images. And if you have questions, get them typed in because I'm going to ask for questions here once we get this image finished up. So in the images, you have 3 tabs. There's community stamps. These are for everybody. My images are going to be yours. And then searchable, this gives you another 100,000 things. So if you need a star, a bottle of champagne, I don't know what you need, but you can probably find it in here. Lots of cool choices. So I'm going to just show you, let's say we want the stars. We can bring those in, and I can fiddle around. I can take the bottom of the text box to make a little bit more room. Put that in there. If you want available at Amazon, underneath on this more from Amazon, there are different colors because we'll add this black one. It's just hard to see. And so we can remove that with the garbage can, and I would maybe try one of these white ones. If what you're wanting is the Amazon logo, that'd probably be a better bet in here. I'm going to take it out just so we don't have too much going on. So there are buttons that you can use. Now, it's not possible to embed a hyperlink into a PNG or a JPEG, but what you'll do is just make the whole image clickable on the platform where you're going to place it. So you can easily use these types of call to action buttons. Decorative items in here, like I'm in love with this bow. I'm not so sure it goes with this image, but it's super cool. Social media, everything you'd expect to see in here. You can add audio options to add to it. These bookshelves are also a hidden gem. There are bookshelves and tables. And so if you're wanting to line your books up for the top of your newsletter, Facebook group, page, whatever, you could line up your books on these shelves. So folks do enjoy those. Bestseller stamps, because we have author things. And then these blank stamps are nice to layer with a text box. So if you want to just put a 99 cents in there or something like that, you can do that. Some pre-made text stamps for you too. So you of course can create text boxes, but sometimes it's just nice to have these little quick ones that you can add to an image. And then color blur. This is pretty fun. I'm going to add this red one just to show you what it'll do. So I'm going to click on it, make it bigger. and you send it behind. It's going to move one element at a time. So as I click through these, it'll go behind, and then you can get this nice little glow, or just add a little bit of something if you want to. And because it's in here as an image, you can also adjust the transparency so it can be super subtle if you just want a little bit of that in there. You can also layer those color blurs and do other things with them. And if you change your mind, just use that garbage can and take it out of there. Let's see, under other, there are some other neat little things like some gift cards, this corner page flip, things like that. So this is creating an ad completely from scratch. Now, what I will tell you is, I'll tell you this every time, go in the top stripe, save it as a project. On the free plan, you can save, I think it's 3 or 5. The Plus and Gold, so we have 3 paid plans. The Plus and Gold, you can save 50 saved projects, and then the top plan is unlimited. But on the 50, it's a rolling 50. So you could always delete some to make room for more, but you want to save your work so you can come make quick little changes if you think about it and say, "Ooh, I want to try something else." You can do that easily. Then you'll go to download in the top stripe, and you can download as a PNG, JPEG, or a PDF. So if you're on the free plan, exploring the tools and things, everything we did here you can do for free, and you can do 15 of these. So you'll see a little circle with 15 and it will count you down. If you're on a paid plan, the Plus, Gold, or Platinum, unlimited. So you don't have to worry about, you download to your heart's content. You can make as many as you want. So you would just download here and you're all set. Now, a lot of folks want to keep the same kind of look and feel across multiple platforms for your marketing. So you could just pivot back over here to ad size and then say, I'm going to be on Instagram as well. Choose Instagram. Now, don't worry, everything's here. You're going to use what we call the eye icon. It's like an eyeball in the lower right, and just shift everything around. So we'll take this up here. I might reduce the font just a bit. We'll have that holding court up here. We can put our stars, and we just shift it in half, but we have the same elements. So it's on brand for you. When your readers see this, they know. And then you can also save this as a project and download from here, and then pivot if you need Pinterest and other things too. So that makes it easy to create a whole bunch of marketing images very quickly. We also have folks who do this when they go into the templates and projects on the left. In my projects, your work is all right here. So you could pull this up and say, you know what, I'm going to do a comparison. So I'm going to take this background over here that I had. I'm going to use the garbage can to delete it and do something completely different. So we are going to look up red texture and put something like this in the background. Download this. Maybe you want to try, let's see what we get for film. I didn't read it, but I'm pretty sure there's a film strip in here, right? So let's see what we can do. I know there's one in the videos that I really like. So we'll get to that too. Ooh, how about this? And we could take the background, remove the background. I really enjoy playing with other people's books, so this is fun for me. But you can move these things around, and it gives you a completely different look and feel. And you could save each of these and download. And look how quickly you just swap out, and then you've got a nice set of marketing images that you can use in a variety of different places. So this is the custom creator, creating from scratch. Next, I'm going to show you the templates, but if there are any questions on what we have done so far, go ahead and hit me with questions. And I know I'm talking fast. I can't even help myself. I'm just so excited about this stuff. This is why we'll have the recording. You could watch again if you need to.
Yeah, I'm not seeing questions.
Okay. All right. I've either snoozed everyone to sleep or
I don't think so.
Okay, good. Then we'll keep going. But if you guys think of questions, or Nancy, if you have anything to contribute, you are welcome to, because you're a seasoned book brusher for sure.
A little bit anyway. I just learned 2 new things. So
awesome. You know what? Folks tell me that, because we're always adding things, or oftentimes people, they use the tools the way they use the tools. And there are other things that people do. And then they think, oh, well, I could be doing that too. So I'm excited that you picked up a handy tip or trick too.
I did. Thanks.
All right, good deal. Well, let's go into community templates. So these are nice because you don't have to feel creative. You can just use what's there and modify. So we are going to click on the left under templates and projects. Again, my projects are your things. So the only person seeing these would be you. But if you go on the next tab for community templates, we have a lot of great choices that our graphic designer puts together, but you can edit everything about them. What's nice is you're not intimidated with this blank slate. You can work within this. You can also filter on the left by genre, and it can be multiple. So if you need mystery, thriller, and crime, you can add all of those. We'll undo those. And then under platform, please explore in here because it goes from Facebook ad and BookBub ad all the way down to interesting things like templates for bookmarks, Zoom backgrounds, because here we are all hanging out on Zoom for the foreseeable future. Email headers, things like that. So we'd love to have you explore those different things. Let's just click on Facebook ads for now. And I'll show you how easy it is. You just click one, you click in here, it says your book cover goes here. The places that you can swap, you can go in this top gray stripe where there's a lightning bolt that says swap covers, or anywhere within the book cover in the lower left corner, you'll see this lightning bolt. When you click that in either spot, it takes you to the covers that you already have. So I have another one that she said I could use. So we'll fire that one up here. So we can place this book in here. And these templates are super handy because it gives you a starting point, but you can change anything you want. So if this text box isn't for you for a variety of reasons, you can click on it, change it to some different type of announcement like on sale, August 31st. And then maybe that text is just too playful for what you're doing. You can change it. You can do a different color. All kinds of things. So that's how you can quickly change those, but you bring them in, edit what you want. You have access to all the tools. So if you want to come over here into images and add your stars or add something else, probably don't have 5 stars if it's not for sale yet, but you get the idea. You can add things in there and then save as a project and download right from here. So explore those community templates. Those are on all the plans, free and paid, so that you can get in there and get some ideas. So check those out. Next, we're going to talk about the animation and video background effects. Those are 2 things that live here in the custom creator, and those are on the paid plans. So we'll jump in there. I'm going to go to templates and projects, to my projects, and we'll just pull up what we already worked on. So it's kind of nice because you can come back in here and make some changes. So we'll click on the book. You can animate anything in the image. I would probably not animate every single thing because you'll make yourself crazy and your readers. Seizure City. So pick a couple of things, but let's do the book. So with the book, over in the edit team, we can click on the very bottom where it says animations. Click add animation. And there are some already clicked. But I don't want you to miss anything. So if you're new, you'll click on the bottom, see all 100. And these are organized by first attention grabbers. And you can hover. So the first one on the left is bounce. Then there's flash, shake, jello. Like you make your book jello. How cool is that? And then entrances and exits. And these pair together. So if you want something to, for example, fade in left, then you could also have it do an exit where it fades out right if you want to combine those, or it can go the same way, fade in left and fade back out left. So those are kind of fun to do. And then the background, this Ken Burns guy, he's famous. So he has all these different Ken Burns animation for your background. But let's have the book shake. So we've added shake to it. You can see in this animation section over here on the left, it's going to shake. And it's set for 3 seconds. There's a play button now in the top stripe. So the system can tell you added that. So we'll push play. And now our book is doing a subtle little shake. If you say, I want something more dramatic, you can come over to the left for animations. We're going to delete shake, but we'll click add animation. And I'm going to have it fade in left. So it's going to come on in and fade in left. And you can have it do multiple things or slower. So fade in left, you can change the duration so that it takes 6 seconds, for example. and then have that one come in here a little slower, or you can also speed it up if you want to. But and if you have more than one book, you can set it up so this is a little more advanced, but one can hide and the first one comes in, then the next one comes in. Some really cool stuff in here. If you add animation, the system can tell, and so you'll see a fourth option in download as an MP4 video. So it's going to download as an MP4. You can post it anywhere that accepts an MP4, and all the paid plans have unlimited animation and unlimited video background effects too. So you can try all kinds of cool things. Now I'm going to take off this animation. I'm going to take the text box and remove the background. And we're going to go to the background step. Next, we're going to do a video background effect. I love video background effects. So I'm going to delete what we have here. We'll go to the background step, and you may not have noticed, but there are 3 tabs in here. There are images, videos, and saved. So saved are the ones that you have in your system, but videos is where we're going to head now. So I'm going to look up smoke. This is one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites that will come in here, and these are little video clips. So this one, the second one down, is 10 seconds. So you can see now we've got in this top stripe a 10-second play button. Check it out. At 2 seconds in, this smoke comes rolling up. And I love this look because, that smoke can work with a variety of different genres, and it's super subtle. It's a little 10-second. Let's play it again because it was fun. It starts out, and then here it goes. So if you like those kind of things, you can also add those, and then you can download, and that's going to download as an MP4 as well. Unlimited on any paid plan, and you can combine video effects and animation. So if we want to come back to our book cover and we want to have it fade in, let's have it fade in down at the same time. It's coming in, and then the smoke's going to roll up. So you can have both of those happening. That's about as much animation as I would do at one time, but it would look cool. All right. Any questions from anybody? Let me know. If you save this as a project, it'll save as a little mini GIF for you. So I'll show you what that will look like. Takes just a minute. It's probably faster when you're not streaming live. And you guys are pretty quiet, so don't be shy. Really, no question's a dumb question if you want to know something.
We did have one question, Kathleen.
Sure.
And actually Linda was having trouble because there's a storm up in Jersey, so she wasn't. She'll rejoin us if she has to get off.
Okay.
Let me see. Vicky. Somebody has asked if I've used my 15 free downloads, am I able to custom create?
So what you would probably need to do then is decide if you're going to purchase a paid plan. So on the free plan, you can do 15 for free to get the hang of the tools. And then folks typically, if they like it, decide if they're going to upgrade. So it's not replenished, but you know what, if you need one more, send us a note on the contact form and we can replenish that for you. But typically after those 15, or depending if they want access to more of the tools, folks go ahead and decide if they're going to do a paid plan with the Book Brush, because then it's unlimited. So good question.
Okay. And Linda wanted to know, how do you upload to social media of choice? Simply post the file.
Yeah, so anywhere that accepts an MP4, and I'm big on Googling. So if you're not sure, you can always say, I would type into Google, how to post my image on, or how to post an MP4 on, and then type in the platform, and there are always handy and helpful tutorials on those kind of things. So this plain images are going to download as a PNG or a JPEG, and you could say how to post my image on Instagram or whatever. But if you're having an MP4 like this, you can also check and see how that would work.
Okay.
But they're yours. They're going to download to your computer, and you can do whatever you want to with them.
Okay. And then another question was, what are the price points?
Perfect. Let's look at those real quick, and then don't sign up yet because Nancy said I can do a coupon at the end. So sit tight. We'll do, but I'll show you the different plans. I'll zip over for that. After the free plan, or if you love it so much, you're just going to jump in, we have the 3 plans here. They're all paid yearly, and they kind of step up, but the features that you're going to have. So we're going to look at the rest of these features too, but they are called Plus, gold, and platinum. The plus plan starts at $99 a year, and they're just paid yearly, so you've got access for the whole year. The plus plan gives you unlimited downloads in the tool that we were just in, unlimited animation, video, background effects, all those different types of downloads. Plus, you'll have the cover creator, which we have not looked at yet, but we will. Gold is the most popular, and it's $146 per year. And it has everything that Plus has, plus, or on top of, it has instant mockups, which is where we're headed next. That's our most popular feature. And it has the box set creator. And then stepping up to platinum, which is pretty great. It's $246 per year, and it has some extra things. So like the unlimited save templates and things that we talked about. It has some exclusive mockups and the trailer creator, which we will look at here before we're done. So book trailers, unlimited book trailers that you can download, plus background removal credits. And I'll show you those too. You get 10 per month on that platinum plan. So some of that will make more sense once we look at the other features and things, but that is the breakdown.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. So let's go. And if you have a question about the credits and things that you have, I'll show you. You can send me a note in this top stripe on the account. There is in the gray stripe, it says contact, and send me a note in here over on the left. If you have a question on credits you have, or what, if you are on a plan and you're not sure, you can send me a note in here and then we can take a look for you. So next we're going into tools and instant mockups. Hands down, I would say this is the most popular tool because it has all of these great real life images. There are over 1,400. I'm going to click show all, but we really won't see them all. But when you see folks with these images on social media where their book is in a real life setting, I think most times they did not set up this like cup of tea with some cookies and get their iPad ready and have someone take the picture or do some odd angle. No, they put their 2D cover right in here. So this is easy peasy. You'll just, in step 1, choose your book cover. So we'll click on Nancy's. Then on the left, step 2 is optional if you want to do some filtering. If you're on the free plan and exploring, in the keyword, you'll see the word free. I'm in a paid plan, so you won't see it, but if you're trying it out, there are some unlocked for you for free. And then you can filter by other things. If you're wanting to look for summer or coffee, I mean, that's a good one. So you can see if you would narrow it down to summer, coffee, you can see there are now 522. So it kind of makes it a little more manageable, but that's still a bunch. But let me just show you here. We'll pick some. So if you're clicking, it will outline the ones that you're choosing here. And we'll just go through and pick. I'm crazy for anything with a swimming pool because let me tell you, here in Illinois, it's not very beachy or scenic. I'll do a handful here for you. Just lots of great real life scenes if you look through here and see all the different things that are available. All right, I don't know how many I clicked. I'll go ahead and we'll just download what we have. So to download the ones that you chose, you go down here to the bottom to step 4, convert now. And these are going to download as a handy zip file. If you do just one, it'll download as a PNG, but because we're doing a handful, it'll be a zip file for you. Do you use these, Nancy, or not so much?
I did. Well, I have used them, but I didn't realize I could look at multiples at one time. So I just learned another thing.
Yes, good. And there are different filters and things. And if you really just want square, you can unclick horizontal and vertical, and you can just look at square. Then you'll click download your images, and it's going to take a second here. And it's a zip file. So we will click extract all. And prepare to be amazed. Okay, so we'll go through here.
Look at that.
Beautiful. So if you don't have a pool, you guys might, a lot of you are in Florida, but if not, you can get your book set up right here. I love this one. It's kind of a fall themed one.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yep. My nails could never look this great, so we can put that in there. Same for these nails. So these are ready to upload right to social media, or sometimes folks pull them into the tool we were just in and add some text and things to them. but that was just kind of a handful, a sampling.
Yeah, I didn't realize that we could see multiple. So that's a big time saver there.
Yes. And so if you just want, we can unclick all of these things, but if you just want to see what's square, then there's 514. So you could go through and peep those. If you're going to do a second batch, my suggestion would be up here underneath this 514, click unselect all so you don't get the old ones that you had in there. And then you can just pick new and go through here. We add new ones each month, so there's always something new being added. And I do want to show you platinum. So those extra ones for platinum users here, you'll see they have a little star in the corner that says platinum. And if you're not in platinum, then it'll have a little lock and say platinum, so you can at least see what might be available. Some of these have a little bit more nod to different genres, but there's just so many gorgeous choices, and there's over 1,400 to choose from. And I just get excited, like when I scroll through Instagram and I'm like, I recognize that. That's a book brush image. It's kind of fun. So we'd love to have you check those out. Explore the ones on the free plan. All these BookBub ones here are for free too. So you can try those out. They are small. They're the smaller pixel size, but you could bring them into the custom creator and make them a different size if you need to. So lots of fun choices under instant mockups. You can see why that's the most popular tool, I think. All right, any questions on that before I head into the next tool? We're good?
Yep, I'm not seeing any questions.
Okay, perfect. So then we're going to go to the box set creator for a quick look. So if you go to tools in the top stripe, box set creator. And this is a super handy way for you to make your own box set images and not pay a graphic designer to do it and not wait for the graphic designer. So it's twofold for you. There is a little video in the center if you're not with me and you need some help, but we'll go through it together. So when we had authors beta testing this, we found out that a lot of people did not have their spine. And so we ended up building a quick and easy way for you to whip up some spines. So if you go to the left and see choose a box set, underneath it says, do you need to create a spine first? You probably do. So if you've followed me so far, you'll know those community templates are the way to go. Same thing here. So go into community templates for the spines. We've got a graphic designer who puts these together, and I'm just going to click on one. And we'll build a quick box set. So where it says your book cover goes here, we'll swap. We'll put this one in. I'm going to click on book title. Gone. Oops, in. I can't type when people are watching. That's tricky. All right, gone in a flash. I don't like this font, so I'm going to come in here and I can pick anything else I want. I will make this smaller. I'm not sure why that turned into an @ sign. Okay, we've got that. Change anything that you want to. Maybe that text for the number 1 isn't your cup of tea either. We'll make this quick so you could really fiddle around and make it a particular spine for yourself, but we'll use this one. I would tell you save as a project. I'm going to skip that step. I'm not going to follow my own rule, but you should save as a project. And we'll go to download and save. So we'll open this up and save into spines. This is a little bit different than the other tools because you're going to save it into spines. Then we're going to click this, swap covers. And guess what? You two are having a little box set. This is going to be a bestseller. This one's going to be in it too. Responsible kids. When you let me use your covers, you don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, there we go. The number 2, this is book 2 in this fabulous new series. We'll use the eye icon to see what's outside and scoot it over a tiny bit. And then download and save this one into spines as well. So we'll just make this a 2-book box set. But, once you guys write the 3rd book, you can always come in and make it larger. We're on the left, we'll go to box sets. And then there's a thinner or a thicker version. And each one has more options. I'm going to click on the thicker one, but it can have from 2 all the way up to 10. It would just be a matter of designing that many spines, or if you're one of those lucky ducks who has your spines, you can just bring them in, but a lot of people don't. So we're going to do the 2, and then we're just going to assemble it. So it's asking for spine number 1. So we'll click on that. Then it asks for spine number 2. We'll click on that. And it's a 2-book set. So the third image is the front. So we are in the spines tab. We're going to go next door to the covers tab and put our cover in here. So this will design, the magic is happening in the background here to design our box set image. And there it is in all its glory. You can click this, save into images, so you can use it over in the other tools, and then you'll just save to your computer. So this obviously is a little bit unique image because we combine some things that wouldn't normally go together, but we have a quick box set image that you can use for your marketing needs. So people that are looking for this kind of thing really enjoy using the box set creator. If you have a need for a box set image, this is a handy go-to. And this was on the gold plan and higher. So that's box set image. If you already have your spines, you can bring them in. If you need to create a larger set, you can. And then we used the cover for one of these books, but a lot of folks like to use our cover creator, which is what we're going to take a peek at next, to create a box set cover. So it kind of represents the whole series instead of just using one book for the cover. There was a question, I think, that just came to me. Do I have a list of preferred printers? We don't usually get involved in that side of things. The only thing that I've printed were things that I designed, like the postcards and the business cards, not the actual getting the book printed. So we come into play more for the design and image creation for the marketing, but not the book printing part of it. All right. So if there aren't any other questions on box set, I'm heading into cover creator. Are we good?
Yeah, I think
okay,
so.
Good deal. So we're going to go to the top stripe to tools and cover creator. And honestly, we added this because folks loved using the tools. And so they wanted to be able to create covers using the same kind of things. So we have ebook, print, audio, and you can create all these different things. We're just going to look at ebook real quickly here tonight. I have other sessions and I'm going to show you those at the end that focus on one tool at a time. So for example, I have a box set creator 101, a cover creator 101. So if you need to know or learn more about one of those tools, we can do a deeper dive on one tool. So I'll show you, those are free. You can register for those and they're recorded. So you don't even have to join live because life is weird. So we'll do an ebook cover, or it can be weird. It doesn't have to be weird.
Oh yeah, it can.
Says Nancy, who's going to be up till midnight for sure. Okay, so we've got Kindle, Kobo, Wattpad, and Kindle Vella is in here as an option too. And let's say you were going to create a cover from scratch. So we can just click on Kindle. If you are wanting to design it for your box set, you could do that. We're just going to do a general cover. We will go to background. You can do the steps in any order, but you guys have me thinking about the beach. So we're going to search a beach and wishful thinking, I think, but you've got these different beachy kind of images in here. So we'll add one. And this is a really nice time to use that eye icon to see what's outside and kind of resize, pick your favorite part of the beach here. And then we'll go to text, add a new text box. Going to name it The Beach. If you're looking for a great title for your book, don't ask me because look how literal I am. We'll go in here and name it Beach. And this is actually why we added those 1,000 fonts, so you could find something when you're doing book cover design that would really work for you. I'm going to make this super big. And if it word wraps, just grab the side. We're going to center it. And then you can duplicate any text box. So if you spent some time getting the right font, color, and so forth, you could use this plus button in the lower left corner to add a second one so that it matches. And then I'm going to use that one for author name. Oops, I didn't need a space there. And we'll make that one a little bit smaller to sit across the bottom. And then I believe that we need a person on this beach here. And this is where the background removal tool can come in really handy. So background removal uses artificial intelligence to peel the background away from an image with a person, an animal, a product, or a vehicle. So you can create something that didn't exist before. So if you go to background, for example, and let's search back like the back of a person. And I'll show you how it works. So for example, the second image down on the right, we've got this girl that's sitting on a dock. Any of these thumbnails have 3 little dots in the upper right corner. So you can click these for information about the license and source. You can save it as a favorite background, or you can remove the background. So this costs a credit. These are the credits that are included in Platinum, but you can buy them on any paid plan. But what's happening here is it's removing the background from this picture. So instead of this girl, yes, she'll be on the beach ready for an adventure.
That is cool.
I love it. So we can bring it over here. I'm going to make it larger. Again, we can layer with those 2 little arrows so she can sit back here. And then she's in here just as an image. So we can also add filters to her if we want to do things like that. I would be tempted to probably, I'm clicking on the background, maybe add the same filter to the background for that same look. You could definitely play around with that. The other beauty about background removal is it works on your own photos. So if you purchased a photo with a couple or one of those big shirtless dudes, if that's your thing, for your book cover, you can bring it in here, remove the background, and then have it to use in your book cover. I've also used it on a photo of myself so that I could use it in marketing images, and you could do that too. So if you want to add yourself to things, just remove the background and use it in here like that too. Now, once you remove the background, if you click on images on the left-hand side in my images, you will find it in here. So she's in here and we can use this over and over, and it does not cost a credit once she's in here. So it's just that first time to get the magic is what it would use the credit for. So I really think background removal can be cool. Then I would suggest over here, if you like your cover, but just as a sanity check, there are these little zoom in and zoom out buttons in the lower right. So just see how it would look as a thumbnail when your readers are going by and see if you want to make any changes. And then I eyeball most things, but we do have these centering tools. So above the eye icon on the lower right, there's a grid. So the first one is grid lines, and the second one is these centering tools. So like the beach, when you click, you see these tiny blue lines and you can help it line up perfectly. And the centering tools are movable. So you could drag and move them somewhere if you want to kind of line up differently. So if you're wanting to kind of get a little bit of a check instead of just eyeballing, you can try those tools. So it's the grid in the lower right corner. 1 click is for the grid lines, 2nd click for centering, 3rd click turns them back off. So that's doing your own book cover in here. And then you can do print and audio and things like that. But this is just a quick look. Save it as a project and download. We also do have, I'm going to go back over here, community templates for this as well. So on the left, if you click My Projects, these are the things that you've designed. If you click Templates, these are for everybody. And we've got a graphic designer who also puts these together. You can filter on the left by ebook, print, audio, or Kindle Vella, or you can filter by genre. So again, if you just need your mystery, crime, and thriller, you could just narrow it down. In these, you can edit everything about them. So if you put one in here, it essentially just gives you an idea where things are on the covers in your genre, but you can still move everything around, delete the background, completely personalize it. You could mock up what you want for your designer. If you have a vision, you could design your actual cover in here. Lots of possibilities. So any questions from folks on the cover creator before we move on?
Not seeing any.
Okay, good deal. And if you're like me and you think of later, like, why didn't I ask that? Just send it in on the contact form and somebody on the team will take a look and help you with an answer.
Yeah, sometimes we don't even know what we don't know, until you kind of get in there and play. And I reached out to you a couple different times and said, I thought I understood this and now I don't.
Yes, anytime. And one thing that's handy is save it as the project in your account. So if we need to come in and look at the project to help give you a helping hand, we can do that too.
Great.
All right, so we have one tool left. We're going to look at the trailer creator. This is on the top plan, the platinum plan. We'll go into tools and trailer creator. And this is where you can literally make your own book trailers. So I think this is a game changer because there aren't a lot of tools for authors that put all these things in one toolbox for you, and unlimited amounts of those things. If it's included in your plan like this, you can have an unlimited amount of book trailers. So in here, just like the other things, I'm going to tell you community templates are the easiest. So we will go to community templates. And I'm just going to grab one here, play it for you, so you kind of get an idea. We're going to go into easy mode because I think that's just smoother. Let me push play. All right, and I'll pause it there because it's got a few seconds left. So this is a sample of a community template for a book trailer. And then you can personalize it pretty easily for really any kind of genre. So if you go down to the bottom for get started, you just work your way across. So you'll see on the left here, it says lower left, trailer elements, and you're just going to substitute each one. So the first one that's highlighted in this circle is a music note. And underneath it says, replace this audio or leave it. So if you like that music, that's fine. But we have 100 types of commercial-free music over here on the left. So it's organized by bright, emotional, epic, romantic, dark. So you could choose all different kinds of things in here and you can play to see what you think. Maybe that one works for you. So you could just click the plus button and it's going to tell you successfully replaced. And then you work your way across. So the next one would be the first video. Do you want to replace it or leave it? So you're going to either search videos, you can upload your own videos. You can also search static images that would have that animation effect. And as you go through here, you can see, like, if you need a sci-fi theme, just replace each one with those kinds of things. If you need romance, suspense, whatever you're picking, even nonfiction, you could work out a lot of nice things in here. Children's themes, just substituting each one of these. So let's say we wanted, I don't know, we could do a sci-fi. We'll search, put this one in here. Okay, successfully replaced. Then I'll click next at the bottom. And so you're going to change your text box if you want to change it to a different font in here. You can move the text box around within the image too. If you want to scoot it around, click next. So you'll substitute this one. I'm just going to go all in on sci-fi. So we'll swap this one out too. Next. And you could change each one of these so they're the same text, or if you wanted to change each one to be different, whatever you want to do, and you can move it around. I can make it larger if I want to. I'll just leave it as it is and then click next. Let's try it with an image. So we were doing videos, but you can search on the image tab. I'll just choose this fantasy one here. Change the text. I mean, you're going to be putting in your own wording. I just don't have the blurbs here. And it could be a different passage for like a different line. So it tells a story. So you have 4 different lines here. The next one, let's do a sci-fi here as an image. We'll put this one in. Next. So we're going to swap out the book. Your book is not sci-fi, but I'm putting it in here for you. And then take a look. Okay. And then we'll look at our handiwork here.
I'm not picky.
Thank you. Well, you didn't know what you were getting into when I said, can I use your books? Okay. So let's see what we got. So So we'll pause it there. You could have easily substituted some nice feel-good romancy stuff in each one of those or whatever you like. Save it as a project and download. This is easy mode. What's happening in the background, and I'll show you at the top stripe, is advanced. This is what you don't have to fiddle with, but you can. So here's the timeline. And our design team has this put together. So for example, this top one that says your passage here, it's going to hide, then it's going to zoom in, then it's going to hide again. And each of these are kind of lined up so the text appears with the different background as it's lined up. You can adjust things in here. You can add, you could have a different book on each slide if you want to, if you wanted to do your whole series or things like that. But this can be overwhelming. So you can just happily click back to easy mode and just go about your editing and have a book trailer. But if you want to dabble in the advanced mode, you definitely can. So we've had a lot of people post some cool things in our Facebook group that they created with the trailer creator. So that is from soup to nuts. This is BookBrush. Here we go. I want to show you a couple other things on the account page, and I am open for ask me anything here. On the account page, we talked about those separate webinars, and these are for free. So if you're in here, I'm in a platinum plan, but you can click on more webinars and learn more here. And we have these different sessions that do one tool at a time. So for example, if you're wanting to learn about these box sets, join me on Monday, the 23rd. It's recorded too, but you can learn, that's more of an in-depth session on box sets. Next Tuesday, I'm doing cover creator, so you can learn more there. I'm going to take this link and I'm going to paste it in here. So you can register for as many of these as you want and just even watch the recording later with coffee at a time that works for you. So don't be shy about those. And then also on the account page, if you're on a paid plan, you'll see this purchase credits. So if you want to do these background removal credits, you do not need to go to platinum. You can just buy 50 credits for $40 on any paid plan. And those don't expire. As long as you have the paid plan, you can use those throughout the year if you want to. So now I have a coupon code, but is there anything else you want to go and see before we get to that? I'm up for anything.
Linda? Vicky?
I'm going to head into the custom creator because one of the nice things about saving a template or a project is you can come to it later. So in my projects, I saved this earlier. So I'm pretty sure part of the group was called FWA. I know we've got a mixture, but we have that. Okay, so anyone can use this. You don't have to be an FWA-er, but FWA 15 is a coupon code that's a 15% lifetime discount on any of those paid plans. And also if you're on Plus and you want to step to gold, or if you're on Plus and want to step to platinum, you could also use this to step up with a 15% discount if you want to do that too. So that's not going to expire, so you don't have to rush. That's set for you. I set it all up. And so if you're watching the recording later on, you can feel free to use that too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We do also have a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you upgrade and you feel it's not for you, let me know. Send us a note. I think you'll love it. But if you get in there and it's not for you, let us know. Okay, there's a question here. Can you upload the BookBrush ad to Facebook without dealing with the Facebook ad creator?
Good question.
I don't know much about the Facebook ad creator because I do everything in BookBrush, although I'm not posting the ads potentially the same as you are. But I know a lot of people just download all their Facebook ads in here, and I assume that they're just posting them. I don't think they're recreating them elsewhere, but I may be misspeaking because I'm not as familiar with the Facebook ad creator. And Nancy, if you know or someone else knows, feel free to correct me or jump in.
Yeah, the only way that I've used mine is to post them and, encourage other people to post them as well. And I've done them actually, not just for books. I've used this to do some ads, to get the word out onto Facebook for, maybe an event for one of the nonprofits I volunteer for or something like that. So it's not just been about books for me for this.
Well, and even this slide here, this has no books on it. It's a slide that I used. I pretty much do everything in BookBrush. If I was still sending Christmas cards, I'd probably make those in here too, but I just gave up on that. But
and then what we did was we boosted them. It's not quite the same thing. You pay for your Facebook ads a little bit differently. So, I just don't have the answer to that question.
Right. Specifically, I don't either, but I know you can create all kinds of ads in here.
Right. And I see them out there. I mean, there's a lot of times I'll see an ad will come in and I'll go, well, I know where they made that.
You'll recognize the, a stamp or a little bit. Yep. Something like that. I have all my favorite tools, and then I love seeing how other people put them in action, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I can stop the screen sharing here and give you this back. And then that way, if you have other questions or things, you can answer them. I think there's one specifically for you.
Let me see. I have gotten so results with Boost. I won't tell you that any of our events or any of our sales pitches have been over the top. But I will tell you, we got more out of the Boost than we did for the ads, dollar for dollar. Now, I can't tell you that's, it can be content, it can be the audience. Like everything on social media, the larger the group you have, the better your response is going to, the larger the group you have that it pertains to, I guess that's what I want to say, the better result you're going to have. So I'm still kind of new at it, but I have seen, what I really like about Boost is I can say which audience I want. I can say, how much money I want to spend on that and set that cap. And that makes me more comfortable than saying, okay, I'm going to buy, $150 credit and you do with it what you want, kind of thing. I'm not real good with that. So, so anyway, yeah, for me, the Boost has worked better. And it's been more budget friendly for me because I can adjust the budget. And then of course there's events, which I do dabble in a bit because of the nonprofits, and we boost those too. So.
Well, I really enjoyed presenting to your group. Thanks for setting this up and inviting me to meet everybody tonight and show off the tools.
Thanks for being here. No I know problem. That I think Linda, you've done some BookBrush stuff, right? Oh,
So I've used different things. I've used Spark Post, even some of the things, that I would post on Facebook in our group, like I would just make up things for us. I've used Spark Post for that. And to be honest, I'm sort of at a point where I wanted to get somebody else to be able to do my content once a month, pay them a certain amount just to do content because, like Twitter, I have a lot of exposure. I'm up to 17, which is not a lot compared to, famous people, but I have like 17,000 followers, but I get a lot of, good. I get like, I don't know, 150,000 impressions a month on that. I have Instagram, I have, Facebook. So what happens is that either me or someone else creates, what Kathleen's talking about. And then, so I'm going to talk to them about what they're using right now. I was using a free version of Spark Post, which is similar, I think, but I'm not on that right now, and I don't sometimes even have the time to do all that anymore.
Right.
But, from my website, you can see some of the things that I've done, so I kind of know exactly, but anything that I would make, I would then download, like I would save as a photo or save, and then I would post it onto whatever site I was on.
Right.
So,
I think the big value for me here was in the time savings, because I was dabbling with, Canva and some other things that we, other tools that are out there. But then I'd have to battle with getting the ad sizes right. And I found that to be just hugely time consuming. And here I could just go and click on what I wanted. And my Facebook header, my website header, those kinds of things were not real time consuming with these tools. So, that for me, that was a big plus, because it was kind of book oriented,
The interesting thing was when Kathleen had your first ad for Facebook and she changed it around for Instagram and put the banner on top. I like that better. I like the way that looked better, you know?
Yeah.
So, and that's the other thing is you got to play with it to see what stands out,
Yeah,
you know, what background you want and all. I mean, I do a lot of things with the ocean too. So I wouldn't be
Yeah.
using smoke, but I would be using like, if a wave hit, you know, that ocean mist popping up kind of thing, you know? So, you know, and I'm sure that's there. So I have to look at it. Like, that's the thing I have to do is sit and look at it and play with it a little bit. That's what I'm going to do. So,
and I think Vicky has played in it already, right? Vicky Boland?
Yeah, I used all my instant mock-ups. I love them so much. And the question with the Facebook in terms of being able to use BookBrush to create the art, my understanding is the art for Facebook ads has to have no words in it. And so when you create an ad itself, the words you have to come up with your subtitle and then your description. So you still have to go through and use the Facebook ad creation tool, but you could upload art with no words that you created from BookBrush.
Okay.
So once you create it and download it, and you know, it has to be reviewed by Facebook. So that's,
Well, of
Right.
course it does.
I know they're picky on the amount of text, so I have had some people do like the very limited amount, but there may be some that are like do no text at all and just do the artwork and then do the text there too. That might be good.
I've had people say, don't even put your own book cover, even with a short title. That's too many words for Facebook for the art.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna stay with Boost.
yeah, but see, that's the point when we did Boost. And the thing is, for me, if I had the picture and then, but in the write-up, you only get like 2 lines that show, but I always had the link there, you know, either an Amazon link or something.
Right.
And that's the thing, you have to have that link. And when I boosted it, last time I boosted something, I got over 20,000 views.
That's
So,
awesome.
you know, the boost I've done well, and you can do whatever art you want. The ads
Right.
are so cranky, you know, and
Yep.
then they're going to match you with who they want. And sometimes it's not a good match,
Right.
you know?
Mhm.
So, but it's all about making that proper post. It's all about making the proper post to begin with, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And getting it to the right audience.
Yeah.
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 This was
Well,
great,
ladies,
Kathleen.
whoops.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, this was great.
It was my pleasure. I love showing off the tools. It's fun.
All right, ladies, this is recorded. So when we get done, all of this will be available for you. Matter of fact, I should probably cease that recording and do that, but we at least got a couple of the questions on as well.
Well,
Thank you
that's
for
great.
coming.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Ken.